So this is the PDF file that you get when you purchase our small business starter kit. It comes with your ultimate bookkeeping and finance tracker, your order tracker, inventory tracker, and your bill calendar. You can use this to track all your finances, keep a track of all your orders, your taxes that you've collected and paid, along with inventory management, and to see what's in stock, what's need to be restocked, and everything else. And lastly, you have a bill calendar which helps you see all your recurring bills and keep a track of everything. So you click on any of the link mentioned and it'll take you to a file. This also comes with a YouTube tutorial, so if you click on the link, it will redirect you to a detailed how-to video for all the trackers. Let's first see our finance and bookkeeping tracker. So when you click on the link, this is the file that you get. There are several tabs to keep track of your finances and to compare your monthly, quarterly, even annual performance. So the first thing that you have to do is make a copy of this file, because this file is in view only mode. You can rename it however you want. Once you've done that, you have a brand new tracker which is custom and private only to you. So as you can see, this is the setup tab. Here you double click below the start date and choose the date that you want. You can choose the first of the current month. The currency is already set to rupees, so if you want to change the currency, you can do that. Next is the step 3, where you put in all the categories of your income and expenses. For example, if you run a jewelry business, you may have income from exhibition sales, from Insta DM orders, from website sales, from at home sales. So whatever income categories that your business has, you put that. Similarly for expense, for example, you may have inventory, stock up, packaging material, display, anything that you have. If you scroll further down below, you'll come to step 4, which is your profit goals. So here you can simply type in the ideal profit goals that you want to have for every month. We have provided 10-year data for you. So if you want to have consistent goals, if you want to keep on increasing, just put in whatever you have, and the sheet will calculate your performance accordingly basis the goals that you've put in. Next is your main transaction sheet. Now this is very simple and intuitive. Just put the date and your income and expense. There will be a drop down menu. Then you just fill in basis whatever income and expenses you have. So what I'll do is I'll fill one up for reference. Before that, if you want to decrease the font size, you can do as shown on the screen. So just double click and select the date. It could be any date, your income or expense. Now the drop down category will automatically be updated based on the setup tab categories that you provided under income and expenses. So let's say for expense, for our jewelry business, we have packaging material expense. Just add in whatever total cost you had, along with any tax that you paid on it. Any other fees, it's optional, so total amount will be calculated. You can also add notes and description if you want. So this is how you populate your transaction tab. That is all that you need to do in this tracker. The rest of the sheets are just for your dashboarding purposes. So for example, this is the monthly dashboard where all you have to do is update the date and the month. Just for the year, if you change, you'll get a pop-up. Just ignore this only for changing the year. Otherwise, you may, affect the formulas, inbuilt formulas. So just for the year, you can ignore this. Now, as you can see, if we update for the month for which we had put in the transactions, you will get your net income, net expenses, your profit goal, all the categories that have been updated, along with the expense breakdown, your profit margin. So everything is displayed in a very simple and intuitive way, so that you don't have to struggle over your cash flow analysis. So this will give you a very simple breakdown. Next, you have your quarter tab. This is similar to your month tab, except it'll give you your, on top it'll give you your profit or loss. Then your net income and expenses are the same. And just select the quarter and change the year, and it'll give you your quarterly performance in a very simple, easy to view way. You also have a summary along with your profit goal progress. So as you can see, this is your quarterly dashboard. Next, we move on to the annual dashboard. This is a great dashboard to see your yearly performance. Just again update your start date and year, and you will see your income versus expenses along with your profit or loss. So all the months are displayed in a easy to view table along with some charts for your reference. So in just one sheet, you'll be able to see your performance for the whole year. We have also included a 5-year dashboard because for a small business, it's very important to see your annual progress and how far you've come along. So this is, there's a 5-year along with a custom dashboard. So there you can just change the dates accordingly. Now this comparison dashboard is pretty interesting because here you can compare up to 3 data sets. For example, you want to compare, your first month to your second month, or with the third month, or you want to compare specific quarters or even years. For example, you want to compare 25, 26 to 27, 28, and so on and so forth. Just change the date, as you can see I am doing on screen, along with the name, and it will give you the range comparison for those 3 time periods. Just showing you how the comparison tab looks. You can see it's in a very easy to understand display. Next, we have the taxes tab. So here, based on what you put in the transaction sheet, it will show your entire annual tax collected versus tax paid data. So this is very good for when you have to file your taxes, because here you have a record of all the taxes that you've collected and paid. So this is your finance and bookkeeping tracker for small businesses. Just update your transaction tracker and everything will be auto-populated. Very simple and easy to use. Next, we have the order tracker. Now this is great to keep a track of all your deliveries, all the orders, and check all the statuses. Again, this sheet is in view only mode. It comes with 3 tabs. So the first thing that you have to do is go to file and make a copy, rename it however you want, and then it's a personalized and custom tracker for your business. Once you've done that, you'll see that a setup tab is available to you. Here you just put in the types of delivery methods that you have along with status and priority. These are the categories. For example, your deliveries are your DTDC, your Blue Dart, porter services, anything that you have, you put in the delivery method. For the status, very typical statuses like yet to start, in progress, completed, failed, reattempted, rescheduled, all the delivery statuses that you want to have. Priority, we've kept it very, you can keep it very simple and just do high, medium, low, along with urgent or rush delivery. So entirely up to you how you customize your categories. Next are the products. Now these are the product types. For example, if you have a jewelry business, you can have your small product categories. For example, your earrings, your jhumkis, even your pendants. You can have your heavy neck pieces, you can have exhibition ready full cartons. So whatever you have, just put it there. If you're confused about where to populate all this data, just tick the checkbox and all the cells will be highlighted where you can enter in the data. Next, we move to the order tracker sheet. Now this is, I've ticked the checkbox so that I know where all I have to write the information. So very simple, just double click to enter in the detail, your SKU code, whatever code you have decided, the name of the customer, then the product that the customer bought that is being shipped along with quantity, what is the status of your order, what is the priority of your order, along with amount, any discounts that you've given in. So total will be auto calculated. The delivery method, the due date is the date on which the delivery is supposed to happen, the date it's been shipped, along with any notes that you have. So this is very easy. This makes it very easy for you to track all your orders. And once you go to the summary tab, you'll see here you'll get a one sheet view. As long as you select your start date and end date, you can customize it. You can see your monthly, your weekly, your daily orders, even your annual orders. Just select the date and you'll be able to see basis, your delivery method and priority, how many orders do you have. And below it you'll also get a yearly summary. So this is a great sheet to keep track of everything, and so that you don't miss any delivery, which I understand can sometimes happen with a small business. So this sheet is to help you tackle that. Our third sheet is the bill calendar sheet. This is again a great sheet to help you keep track of all your subscription bills, your recurring income, and gives you a smart calendar that makes sure you don't miss out on anything. So this is again a view only sheet. So the first thing that you have to do is go to files and make a copy and rename it however you want. Once you've done that, you come to the setup page, and you can input in the currency is already put in rupees. If you want to change the currency, feel free to do so. Now here, any recurring income that you have, for example the salaries that you give to yourself, then your bills and your subscription. For example, under bills you can have your social media manager fees, your photographer fees, your website fees, any recurring bills that you have. Just put in the details of that. Very simple. Just put the frequency from the drop down menu, the amount, and the first date of the payment. So you'll make sure that your calendar gets updated, whether it's a weekly, monthly, annual, quarterly payment. So as you can see here, I've just put in some of the entries for your bills and subscriptions. Under subscriptions, you can have your softwares and anything else that you subscribe to help you in your business. Under debts also, you can just put in any business loan that you've taken, any car loan that you've taken for your business. So once you've done that, you now come to the payment schedule. Now this is auto populated, so here you can see your entire payment schedule. And this here, in case you want to update your payment schedule, you want to there has been some change in the amount or the date, then you can also update that. As in when you've paid it, you can just tick the paid checkbox. There are also several filters available to you if you want to see. So for example, if you want to see just the paid bills, or if you want to see all the unpaid ones that you have, you can do that. Same for your year, your month, your category. So this is a great sheet if you want to just see what all you've paid, what all is pending, along with category wise data. Now here I am just showing you how to update any amount or any payment that you want to keep. Just add the new date along with the new amount, and your smart calendar will just update it automatically. You can write in the notes. Next is the smart calendar. Here, as you can see, this is a monthly view. You just update your year and your month. Now once you've done that, you'll be able to see. So for example, for the month of October, for the month of November, there's also a legend explaining, because all the categories are color coded. So here you can see what all has been paid, what all has to be paid. So once you populate it, you will get a very good idea of all your upcoming and cleared payments. So this is the bill calendar sheet. Very simple to use and very convenient to have, especially if you have, a lot of recurring transactions. Your last sheet is the inventory tracker and the pricing calculator. This is a very useful sheet to have to, develop a very good pricing strategy, along with stay on top of your inventory needs. Again, this is only in view mode. So the first thing that you have to do is go to files and make a copy and rename it however you want. Once you've done that, the first sheet that you'll see is the setup sheet. Now the currency has been set to rupees. You can change it if you want. The second step is to update your tax percentage. So 12%, 18%, whatever tax percentage you have. The step 3 is the units. This basically means that, for example, you have a skincare business. So all your units would be, let's say, milligrams, grams, milliliters, liters, things like that. If you have a jewelry business, you can have packets, pieces, cartons. So basis the business that you have, just put in the units. Then we move on to the inventory section. Now here, just put in all the materials that you require for your business, and the rest of the sheets, especially the price calculator sheet, will be dependent on the material that you put here. So if you have a jewelry business, you have your basic pieces, you have your chains, you have your other tools, you have your packaging material, you have your display material, you have basic stationery. So everything that your business requires, just put in here, along with your price, number of units. The sheet is very self-explanatory, so you don't have to, just put in the details that and the best thing is, once you've put in your inventory along with your minimum inventory, your status will automatically get updated if you are reaching low stock or you're out of stock. So as you can see here, if my minimum inventory goes beyond a certain number, then automatically the status will show in red or in orange, where it's time to reorder, it's time to restock, or it's out of stock. Even the chart on top will show you how many things you have as out of stock, in stock, available, need to reorder. So it's a very, very good sheet to have to keep a track of your inventory. So this sheet comes with 2 ways to calculate your pricing. One is a very easy and simple way. The second one is more in depth. So let's look at the simple pricing strategy first. Here, all you need to do is put in your start and end date. For example, you restock every month. So just put in whatever time period that you have restocked for and your total expenses. So for example, your expenditure was on inventory stocking, travel, food, any packaging material, whatever expenses that you have incurred in total for that particular date range, you just put in that. Then are the number of units you bought which are to be sold. So this does not include the number of units for your packaging and display and everything else, just the number of units you've bought to sell. And then just put in the profit margin that you want to have, 40%, 140%, 50%, 80%, whatever you want to have. Then comes this very simple table. So here you just put in the product name and your SKU code along with quantity that you have. the cost per unit. The cost per unit is the cost at which you bought the product. That is it. Do not add any other cost. Once you've done that, you can also put in the tax percentage. I have just put in 18% for now, but once you've done that, everything will be auto calculated. So your unit MRP before tax, which includes all the costs or all the expenses that you've incurred, in your tax amount, your unit MRP after tax. Now there's also a final column of final MRP, so you can go back and just see for every product, if you feel the pricing is too much, just reduce it. It doesn't have to be the MRP that has been calculated, because I understand that sometimes you incur in a lot more expenses, and you do not want to price your products that high. Vice versa, this will also give you a good idea if you do want to price your products at that range. So you can change the final MRP according to the unit MRP that has been calculated. Next, we move on to the price calculator. Now, this is a very in-depth price calculator sheet. So this sheet is good for people who have, a business that is, for example, let's say skincare business, or, who actually deal in product creation and not in trading. For trading, simple pricing works, but for product creation, this sheet is very good. So you can just define how you want the price to be. If you want to keep it simple, just do it basis your profit. The only change that you have to make is below the pink box, which is the setup price option. So here just put in your ideal price, your final price, and your profit margin. Do not touch the price breakdown. This will get updated automatically based on the 3 tables that you see. Sorry, 4 tables. So here I will just put in an example entry for your reference. So the materials will be from the inventory list that you've put in. So the drop down will be created from there, along with quantity, unit price. The tick box is if it is a per unit price instead of the whole price. So whatever price you put, be it per unit or the total price for that material, just check or uncheck the box accordingly. So you have your raw materials cost, you have your labor cost. Raw materials could be your actual raw materials. For example, if it's a skincare brand, you have your shea butter, you have your beeswax, cocoa butter, almond oil, jojoba oil, whatever ingredients that you have are your raw materials. Labor costs would be whatever amount you're giving to yourself. For example, you are giving yourself 500 rupees per hour, and it takes 4 hours to make that one batch. Equipment costs can be, again, all the equipments that you use. Other costs could be, let's say, your food costs, or whatever else there is. So once you've entered in all your costs, then your price breakdown table on top will get updated automatically. And once you've done that, it will calculate your final product cost along with and it'll compare it to the final selling price that you've put in as under the ideal sell. So you can see there what exact profit you're getting, and whether the price you set is too low, too high, just right. So this is a very good sheet to have for in-depth price calculation, and it will make sure that you factor in everything. Next is your price list sheet. Now this sheet is simply to keep a track. So basis the price calculator sheet, whatever details you'd put in for that particular product, your final price is calculated. So what you do is just select all the columns as I'm showing you on screen. Now right click and just do copy and go to the table below and do paste special values only. So here you can save in this product. Then for the next product, let's say instead of lip balm, you have tinted lip balm. You do the same process again, and the price list will, sort of summarize your pricing and everything. Then you copy paste that also. So like this, in the price list, you will have the prices of all your different type of products. So this sheet is very useful to keep a track of your inventory and to calculate prices smartly. I hope this helps in your small business. So this concludes the tutorial for your 4 sheets and your small business starter kit. We really hope that this helps you stay on track of all your operations, admin and finances for your small business, so that you can focus on just making your business successful. All the best, and we hope you like it.